Usually when we look at global infrastructure or humanitarian aid, you expect to see spreadsheets, right?
Right, yeah. Logistics manuals, maybe a very predictable bureaucratic mission statement.
Yeah, you expect a system built carefully from the outside in. But today, we are unpacking a fascinating stack of documents sent in by a listener, all outlining something called the Love Preserved Food Project.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I am literally getting goosebumps.
It is a really intense collection of files.
Oh, it is mind-blowing. Because, hey, this is not just a music project. I mean, reading through this is a terrifying ideological installation program designed to rewrite the world from the inside out.
It really is. As someone who, spends their life analyzing the intersection of mathematical musical systems and human behavioral operating systems, I find their structural logic to be deeply complex.
It is incredibly high level.
Yeah, they're outlining an attempt to literally hack the human condition, to rewire how communities respond to global trauma by blending acoustics, economics, and psychology.
And we are going to navigate this together today because the level of analytical design detailed in these pages is, well, it's intense. They don't just want to hand out food to disaster victims.
Oh, no, not at all.
The text explicitly states their goal is to install a new, unshakable operating system into the human mind. And the architect behind this project structures this installation using a very specific narrative framework.
Right. It's the traditional Japanese structure of ki, sho, ten, ketsu, which translates to introduction, development, twist, and conclusion.
Exactly.
And by analyzing these source documents through this exact four-part framework, we can decode how this proposed structural reform is meant to unfold, layer by layer.
So let's jump right into the first phase, right? Key, the introduction. The documents refer to this phase as Himalayan Sunrise.
Yes.
And the text argues that to understand how a new behavioral system can be adopted, we first have to understand the extreme visceral physicality required to trigger it.
Right, you need a catalyst.
And the origin point they provide for this entire ideology is just staggering. According to the biography in the files, the representative of Strategist Kongming LLC, the mind behind this project, survived an incredibly deadly accident.
The documents describe a literal brush with death. It's an encounter with what risk analysts call a black swan. A completely unpredictable, catastrophic event that abruptly shatters your reality.
But, extreme doesn't even begin to cover it. The documents state they took a kick from a racehorse directly to the stomach.
Yes.
We are talking about a horse traveling at 48 kilometers per hour, delivering an estimated impact force of 1 ton. 1 ton.
It's a massive trauma.
And the text claims that in just 0.3 seconds, the founder managed to achieve a state of super adaptation and survive.
Which is...
I mean, it's like a computer system experiencing a catastrophic hardware failure, right? But instantly rewriting its own fundamental code to become superhuman before even hitting the ground.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
But what we need to focus on here is not just the physical event itself, it's how that 0.3-second biological limit break was captured and translated into the project's methodology.
Right. They didn't just write a song about surviving a horse kick.
No, they engineered what they describe as a brainwave hacking mathematical musical grid to attempt to replicate that exact neurological state of adaptation in the listener.
Okay, we need to get into the mechanics of that music because the math detailed here is fascinating. How exactly does a song replicate a 1-ton physical impact?
Well, according to the musical theory documents provided, it begins with a descending progression at 111 beats per minute.
Okay.
It's a heavy descending pace designed to physically sync the listener's heart rate to a feeling of isolation. Think of a deep-sea diver trying to acclimate to a crushing atmospheric pressure.
Oh, wow.
As they descend, the physical weight of the water compresses them. The chords here just keep sinking, mimicking the psychological weight of a disaster.
So they use the tempo to drag the listener's baseline down.
Precisely. And then comes the critical mechanism. The composition utilizes a complete one-beat vacuum of total silence.
Just dead air.
Yes, specifically using a quarter rest at 80 BPM. And in mathematical and neurological terms, this isn't just quiet.
Right.
When the human brain isn't trained to a rhythm, it constantly predicts the next beat. When it hits an abrupt, absolute vacuum of sound, the auditory cortex fires what is called an orienting response. It creates a critical mass of tension in the brain. It is the neurological translation of that 0.3-second impact, the total suspension of reality where the brain scrambles to adapt.
The 0 point where you either adapt or you fail.
Exactly. Then the next movement hits. The grid executes a dramatic modulation from a minor to a major key, and an explosive awakening, jumping instantly to a tempo of 215 BPM.
Wait, 215 BPM, that is practically pushing the upper limits of human cognitive tracking for a rhythm.
Which is entirely the point. Biologically, listening to a tempo that fast with overwhelming classical dynamics forces the sympathetic nervous system into overdrive.
Oh, I see.
The documents claim this tempo physically triggers the release of serotonin and adrenaline, charging the brain with the kinetic energy needed to evolve through hardship. It is an acoustic translation of survival.
It's a wild concept, honestly, trying to encode trauma response into a BPM.
Yeah.
But this first movement, this Kiev phase, leaves the listener with a really profound question.
It does.
The text essentially demands that you ponder this. Why is it that overwhelming personal passion alone cannot change the world?
Right.
And if we look at the mechanics you just described, I mean, if someone has the passion of a survivor, if they have that literal 215 BPM adrenaline firing in their nervous system, shouldn't that be enough fire to change society?
It's a natural assumption, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if we connect this to the principles of structural engineering outlined in the text, passion is merely a catalyst. It's an explosion.
Okay.
And an explosion without a containment field or an engine simply dissipates into the void. The documents argue that passion without a system is just burnout.
Or you just run out of steam.
Exactly. No matter how strong an individual's will is, if they are trapped in a fragile, centralized system, their energy is exploited and eventually consumed. Which brings us directly to the show phase.
Right, the development phase.
Yeah.
The documents call this phase first magnitude star. So if the explosion of survival needs an engine, this phase is about building that self-sustaining infrastructure.
Yes.
The text calls it an anti-fragile human OS, essentially a self-driving operating system for human life.
And the roots of this operating system, according to the creator's biography, are again tied to extreme physical trauma.
What happened this time?
Well, the documents state that at age 30, the creator suffered a severe herniated disc. But rather than relying on the standard manuals of Western medicine, they claim to have completely cured it using only their own physicality.
Wait. Let me push back hard on that point.
Go ahead.
Curing a severe herniated disc without a hospital, just through, physicality and refusing Western medicine, that sounds medically reckless, frankly. How do these documents justify using a potentially dangerous medical decision as the blueprint for a global operating system?
Well, it is an incredibly controversial claim, absolutely, and certainly not something any medical professional would advise.
Right.
But within the ideological framework of this project, the text uses this event as a literal and metaphorical absolute. It is used to justify the psychological architecture of the project.
Okay, so it's about the mindset.
Exactly. The core tenet of this anti-fragile OS is destroying the fragile common sense of waiting for a manual or waiting for a savior to fix you.
So whether or not the medical science holds up, they're using it as an allegory for extreme self-reliance. I mean, think about the last time your Wi-Fi went out or your car broke down. Did you wait for a technician or did you try to fix it yourself?
Right.
This project is asking you to apply that exact self-reliant mindset, but to catastrophic global disasters.
Exactly. When a disaster strikes, the default human response trained by modern infrastructure is to wait for the authorities, to wait for aid.
Yeah, we just sit and wait.
But this system demands the absolute resolve to become a first magnitude star. Instead of waiting for someone to bring a light into the darkness, you commit to becoming the light that illuminates the darkness yourself.
It's a proposed paradigm shift from a passive victim to an active sovereign.
Yes. And what's really interesting is how they map this internal, almost spiritual independence onto an external, real-world strategy for creators. Because they recognize that to spread this new operating system, they can't just mandate it. They need a decentralized network.
Which brings us to their use of an open source license.
Right.
The documents detail how they take this powerful, neurologically engineered musical track and intentionally keep it out from behind corporate copyright walls.
It's a huge move.
It really is. They issue an official open source license that completely liberates creators from the standard invisible chains of the music industry. It guarantees a 100% return on user-generated content.
It's basically tearing down the toll booths on the creative highway.
Yeah. They aren't just giving people a map, they're handing over the keys to the entire infrastructure and saying, drive. But why do this? By completely waiving automated rights claims, they are giving up massive potential revenue.
Because the goal isn't immediate financial revenue. The goal is ideological distribution. They allow any creator anywhere in the world to take the instrumental track, layer their own vocal track, their own ego, and their own interpretation onto it.
Oh, I see.
In doing so, they remove all friction. The human ego's desire to create and be heard becomes the engine that distributes the music.
But there's a catch, isn't there? If you use the track, the license asks you to paste a specific declaration into your release?
Yes. The sworn statement reads, "We hereby swear." This musical vibration brings about physical structural changes in the brain through neuroplasticity. What we are doing is not merely a musical activity, it's a case study in the implementation of a new social structure.
Wow. It is a fascinating mechanism for viral adoption. Every creator who uses the track, theoretically, becomes an active node in a behavioral modification network.
Exactly. They transition from a centralized system of distribution to a decentralized network of autonomous agents, spreading the mathematical trigger of the music to new audiences.
So, if building this self-reliance is the internal software in Qianshu, how does this actually manifest in the real world? Like, how does an open source song feed people in a disaster zone?
Right, that brings us to the 10 phase, the twist. The project title here is, "Who Supplies This Food Surprise?"
This is where the theoretical phase shift is meant to occur, right? The project transitions from an online network to a physical, autonomous, local ecosystem.
And it starts, once again, with the mathematical musical trigger of the third track.
The physical manifestation. How does the music shift here?
Well, this third piece doesn't build slowly. It begins immediately with a chorus at 102 BPM.
Which is roughly the pace of a steady, deliberate human walk.
Yes. It physically locks the listener's pacing into a stable gravity field. But internally, the acoustic mechanics are highly complex. It creates a relentless driving undercurrent.
Right.
And then, at the absolute peak of the energy, the composition executes what the creator calls a 100% subtraction of lingering regrets.
The noise, the hesitation.
Exactly.
Okay.
It utilizes a sharp, crisp, staccatissimo design.
Staccatissimo, meaning really short and detached.
Yes. Instead of fading out gently, the music mathematically forces a sudden, abrupt extinction of the sound. Neurologically, when the motor cortex is entrained to a driving rhythm and that rhythm abruptly vanishes, the body seeks a physical release to resolve the built-up kinetic tension.
Oh, wow.
The silence that follows is engineered so that the human body feels a natural compulsion to physically move the moment after hearing it.
It's an acoustic starting gun for the real world. Boom, go.
Exactly.
And what they are running towards is the first massive surprise detailed in these documents: the phase shift. The texts describe a targeted application of this system in disaster areas, specifically flood zones in Maharashtra, India, and the harsh mountain environments of Uttarakhand.
Yes.
And the goal outlined here is that the local women in these areas are no longer treated as weak victims receiving aid.
Because the traditional paradigm of global charity often inadvertently treats the afflicted as passive recipients, the documents argue that through the installation of this anti-fragile OS, these women undergo a phase shift. They transition into proud producers, sovereigns.
The mechanics of this are really practical, actually. The documents explain how they use vacuum sealing machines to turn surplus local crops into long-term preserved food.
Right.
They create a rolling stock, an active, flowing inventory of preserved food that they manage, consume, and distribute themselves. They aren't waiting for a cargo plane to drop food. They supply the surprise.
Which brings us to the second and arguably most debated surprise of the 10 phase, the cold-hearted decision.
Oh, man. I had to read this section of the manifesto 3 times to make sure I was comprehending it correctly. The overwhelming rejection.
It's radical.
The project issues a massive public redecline. They explicitly state they are directly rejecting funding and personnel dispatches from massive global organizations. They name the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund.
Yes, they do.
They refuse traditional top-down charity entirely. Let me play the skeptic here again, because rejecting the UN during a humanitarian crisis, rejecting unlimited money and global resources.
I know.
On paper, that sounds incredibly dangerous. How is that not just condemning people to starve? How do you scale a global resilience infrastructure without global funding?
If we evaluate this through the standard lens of conventional charity, it does seem entirely counterproductive. But if we analyze it through the lens of economic structural engineering, which is how these documents frame it, it is a calculated move to preserve what economists call skin in the game.
Okay, walk me through the mechanics of that. Why is turning down the UN considered a necessary architectural decision for this project?
The text argues that when top-down money floods into a localized region, it severely disrupts the local economic ecosystem. It strips the locals of the necessity to rely on their own physicality, their own ingenuity, and their own local trade networks.
Right, because if free food and money pour in, local farmers and producers are instantly undercut.
Exactly. Their rolling stock becomes worthless. The influx of aid replaces the anti-fragile OS with a fragile dependent state.
Ah, because they didn't build the infrastructure. They're just living inside a terrarium that someone else paid to heat and water.
Precisely. And the moment the funding stops, or the international focus shifts to another crisis, the terrarium shatters, and the local system collapses because its internal muscles have atrophied.
Wow.
The documents argue that by accepting massive bureaucratic support, a community invites the very system that creates dependency. You hand over the power of your survival to an outside entity.
So the creator coldly refuses traditional charity because, in their view, it paralyzes self-reliance. The rejection is the armor.
That is the core thesis. By rejecting external lifelines, it forces the local ecosystem to run purely on the ego, the love, and the physical labor of the people actually living there. In the eyes of the project's architect, this makes the community structurally indestructible.
It is a fiercely uncompromising approach to humanitarian aid.
It is.
We've traced this all the way from the beginning. Kamaui, the explosive neurological awakening mirroring a 0.3-second adaptation to a 1-ton impact. Show the anti-fragile OS and the strategic use of an open-source license to bypass copyright and decentralize the movement.
Right.
And Tenali, the real-world phase shift of victims in Maharashtra and Uttarakhand into sovereign producers, culminating in the absolute unyielding rejection of the global financial establishment.
Which leaves us at the precipice of Ketsu, the conclusion. Or, as the project's literature ominously refers to it, the countdown to zero.
And reading through these source materials leaves you with massive unanswered questions.
So many questions.
Like, what exactly lies beyond this mathematical operating system of music? What is the long-term economic model that these sovereign women are going to create to sustain this rolling stock over decades?
Yeah.
And why, at the absolute deepest ideological level, did the creator feel it was structurally necessary to so aggressively reject massive global power?
Well, the documents provided to us make it very clear that the puzzle pieces we've analyzed today are merely the foundation.
Right.
The true, complete picture of this project, the ultimate shape of this decentralized, self-driving humanitarian infrastructure, it will all finally connect in that final chapter.
And here is the detail that is so brilliantly frustrating. You cannot just look up this final piece of the puzzle online.
No, you can't.
The official announcement for Zero, the complete uncut blueprint of this proposed structural reform, is being released exclusively as an Amazon Kindle ebook.
The culmination of the Ketsu phase is entirely locked within that specific digital release. Every mechanical question about the strategic partnerships, the exact flow of resources without international banking support, and the ultimate endgame of this sociological experiment, it all sits waiting in that forthcoming text.
Listen to me. If you are as fascinated by the mechanics of human survival, behavioral economics, and systemic change as we are, you have to keep an eye out for this.
Absolutely.
If you do not read Ketsu, you are going to miss witnessing the dawn of a new era. You are essentially walking away right before the final code compiles.
It represents the final installation step of their proposed program, the moment the theory is tested against permanent reality.
But while we wait for that final code to compile and for that Kindle release to drop, ask yourself this. In a world built entirely on interconnected global dependencies, where every supply chain relies on 1,000 invisible hands, is total, unyielding self-reliance actually a cure for our fragility?
Or is it just a different, more resilient kind of isolation?
The music has stopped. The silence is engineered. Until next time, keep diving.